Thanks for checking out my video. If you want to learn more from me, I have a lot of classes on Udemy. You can find the links to a lot of those in the description.
Okay, so this one is going to be a combination of a couple of concepts, and I think you guys are going to like it. It's some food for thought and whatnot with magic and stuff. So, here we're talking about a couple of things. One of them is detachment, and the other one is your intent, and it's about the outcome of your magic. So, a lot of people that get into magic, maybe you've taken a look at other like spiritual philosophies and stuff like I have. I mean, magic was really the first kind of out of the box kind of thing that I was into, but then, I've stepped into things like Tibetan Buddhism, and, I've looked at pretty much everything else at this point, seeing as it's been like 15 something years, if not more than that. I kind of lost count, whatever. How old am I again? I don't know. It's neither here nor there, but maybe I don't even want to think about that. Oh, Lordy. So detachment, the idea of, just being okay with what happens and stuff, which can be like a tenet in Buddhism and whatnot. That's not what we're talking about here. When it comes to magic, you gotta roll with the punches, where if stuff doesn't exactly go your way, you gotta like look back and regroup and think, what happened? What do you want to change? And what can you do about it? Rather than, oh yeah, that's fine, I guess I'll just go with it. It's, no, back to the drawing board and let's see what we can do about it, right? So with magic, when you cook up a spell, it's because you want something. You got to formulate your intent to be specifically what you want, because you got to write a check that the universe can cash, right? And you got to be succinct in your intent with no adjectives and no fluffy words and stuff. And you got to know that this is something you can achieve. You got to aim for something that's achievable. High expectations are wonderful, but realistic ones are achievable. And the more that you work with magic, the bigger and bigger and bigger, and the farther away that you can set your target, the farther away you can shoot, so to speak. Okay? Now, random train of thought at 9 o'clock at night after working all day, still trying to make this work here. So, basically what I'm trying to get at is the idea that when we work magic and we have our statement of intent, we know what we want, we do our magic with the microcosm to macrocosm, doing our sympathetic magic, high magic, low magic, what have you, and we're working with those energies, and then we complete our spell work. Then I don't want you to think about detachment at all. Like, oh, if it doesn't happen, that'll be fine. I'll just go back to the drawing board. No. You think about that when stuff, you think about that only if stuff doesn't go your way. You need to hold on and have attachment to your outcome like it's duct taped to your face. Okay? You gotta know that you did that magic and that you are going to get that thing. Not just by sitting on your tuchus either. You got to walk the walk, because you already did the talk the talk, right? Talk the talk in the magic inside your temple, and you got to walk the walk. So what do you have to do to get that thing? Do you have to talk to someone? Do you have to study? Do you have to go out of your comfort zone? Do you have to take risks and stuff? All of this arguably is easier for you to do because you are going to have the magic pushing you and supporting you, and whatever spirits and deities that you work with pushing you and supporting you, and you will arguably get that thing. Because when you are attached to that goal like it's duct taped to your face, then you are going to know where to go and what to do. And if you have that goal in the back of your mind all the time, you're going to start noticing all the opportunities that you can take to improve yourself towards that goal. Magic sets up the roadmap. You are at point A and you are trying to get to point B. So that current is pushing you from A to B. You have to walk the walk and talk the talk, because we're trying to manifest something in physical reality here. And you got to be able to tell the signs, and I have other videos on this, of something that is going to lead you towards your goal and other things that are not. You got to practice discernment. You got to have metacognition so you can really keep track of your thoughts. And this way you'll be able to notice those things that you are gearing yourself to noticing, so you can build the result that you want, so you can manifest it, so it can come to you. But the idea of, oh, if it doesn't happen, I'll be fine and I'll just go back to the drawing board. Guess what? You just thought that? It's not going to happen. It's much more likely not to happen because when we think, arguably, we are sending out, and I hate these analogies and stuff, but we're sending out a frequency that a universe is then going to respond to and respond in kind, right? What we think about, we bring about. So when you think, oh, if I don't get it, guess what? You're not going to get it. If you think that you're gosh darn right, I'm going to get that thing, then guess what? You're much more likely to get that thing because you were telling the universe, no ifs, ands, or buts, that's mine, right? So you got to train yourself with like smaller things, work it up to bigger things of I can achieve this because I've achieved A, B, C, D, E, and F. You can extrapolate this to tons and tons of other things where if you go to some place, you're in a bad mood, you're looking for other things that are going to go wrong. You're going to find tons of things that are going to go wrong. You could go to work one day and the entire day is just garbage because you walked in with a bad mood. You go to work the next day because you had a really nice night, you slept really good, the coffee in the morning was the best coffee you ever had, and your entire day is going to go swimmingly and it's going to go fast and it's not going to feel like a full day of work. Why? Because of your attitude and what you're looking out for and what you're noticing and that stuff that you're sending out that is then responding in kind and manifesting what you want. Magic is no different with the psychodrama and everything that you put into a ritual and then manifesting that bigger thing with that attitude. So magic has a lot more to do with attachment rather than detachment. And you can even get into like stuff like spiritual bypass and just almost like a toxic detachment where people are just so blasé with whatever is going on. They just roll with the breeze and whatever happens, happens, and they don't strive for anything. And this can be why people get stuck with not manifesting what they want, because they are manifesting, they are creating their reality, but they're creating something that they say they don't want, but they're creating what their brain and what they are thinking about. So it's the whole self-fulfilling prophecy. People that just have bad experiences over and over and over and over again are so attached to the fact that they have those bad experiences and they just manifest them. They can't get over it and they expect them to happen and they happen. I know every one of you probably has someone in your life, and maybe it's you, take a good hard look, have someone that constantly manifests terrible relationships, no good job opportunities, bad luck everywhere, drama, drama, drama. That's because you're manifesting that kind of thing. You gotta hold on to the idea that you can rise above it and figure out how. A lot of these people, it takes a good hard look and they gotta change a lot of things about themselves. The way that they think, the way that they act, the way that they talk, the way that they walk, what they're trying to do. And then you can start manifesting and creating a different universe for yourself. So, yeah, attachment is one of the keys to magic, I guess you could say. Man, this sounds like a 13th magical mechanic. I'm going to have to update my book. Speaking of which, Magical Mechanics, one of the books that I wrote. You guys can find that through the link in the description. I think I have my link tree down there. I got classes and a bunch of other stuff, I'm really expanding a lot of the different things that I'm doing. And if you want to interact with me on a personal level, I do have the Patreon. I got the Facebook group. And, I got my email for questions, comments, complaints, concerns, issues. Good hunting.
Thanks for watching my video. So if you want to check out my playlists, I have, among others, the Simon Necronomicon, the Tree of Life, General Magic, Tulpamancy, a playlist on my books, the elements, stones, the theories that govern magic, and the gods and goddesses of Mesopotamia. If you want to check out my books on Amazon, I have Creating Consciousness, Magical Mechanics, Magical Theater, Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Movement, which is an update and expansion upon Handy Sigil Magic, Magical Mastery, which is a combination masterwork of Magical Theater and Magical Mechanics, and The Guide to the Spheres and Beyond. You can also find me on Facebook, at MagickologyYT. You can email me at priestofthenecro@gmail.com, and you can even check out my Instagram, which is Magickology. And good hunting.